I see me right there. That is me right here. Facebook Live, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We're about to do a little show. It's the Huff and Puff Sports Buzz. Wednesdays right now. We may change that date soon, though. I'll give y'all a proper notification if that date changes soon. It may change to another day during the week. Stacey Huff right here with you. I'm Huff, the Huff part of Huff and Puff Sports Buzz. Chad the Barber will be coming around in a little bit. You see it right there, Huff and Puff Sports Buzz. Chad the Barber running a little late. He'll be in a little bit. We're going to chop it up. We're just talking spit today. You know, I'm a spit talker. I've always been a little spit talker. Just bull spitting. We're going to chop it up. Chris Paul, Rondo, y'all saw the event. We'll get into that. Talk about Alabama college football. How dominant are they? We'll talk about the Cowboys, Raiders, what's going on in Raiderland, the Giants having problems. We'll talk about the Patriots, all the NFL teams that are pertinent. We'll talk college basketball a little bit preseason. Duke's looking real good preseason. We'll talk about that. And, of course, I got some high school football I'll share with you. What would be what to watch. Fox Friday Night Rivals Game of the Week coming up. All that's coming up on the show. And Major League Baseball in World Series time. NBA, of course, opening week still underway. So all that being said, thank y'all for turning on Facebook Live. We're going to bring everybody else in and make this thing a real show right now. By the way, all shows up on YouTube. Check them out. Let's go. Give me some music. Let's get it crunk up in here. Y'all hear that? Oh, hey. Oh, USC homecoming weekend. USC homecoming weekend. Oh, one time for your mind, one time. Huff and Puff Sports Buzz. Right here, Stacey Huff with you, president of Huff Nation Sports. It is. October time is chill in the air, football weather, amalgamation, Major League Baseball underway, NFL football underway, World Series to what? Baseball, NBA, NFL, all at one time. What's up? Let's bring it on in here and let's start the show. What we got going on right now, folks, we're in the middle of a spitocracy. It is a spit take. It is a it's a spittish situation. For those watching, a lot of Lakers fans out there, Chad is one. Even though LeBron's on him, you can turn the music down a little bit. So with that being said, we know what happened in the game the other night. We saw Rondo, CP3 get involved in an altercation. Punches were thrown. First punch landed was a left hook by Rondo to Chris Paul's face. Now, the controversy comes in, did Rondo spit in Chris Paul's face? So I'm going to look at this from a couple of angles. Now, I'm a Lakers fan, so I tend to lean with Rondo, but Rondo and CP3 both have been sneaky, dirty type, borderline, whatever, maybe crossing the line of being dirty players, both highly agitating to play against, agitating to their own team and to the other team, both guys. Suspensions have come down. Brandon Ingram came in and threw a haymaker that really hit no one. He got 4 or 5 games. I can't remember. I think maybe 4. Rondo got 3 and Chris Paul got 2. I thought all fines, all suspensions would have been more than that for this incident. The NBA doesn't need this. The NBA doesn't need this. That music is loud in my ear, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this headphone off. Music is a lot. So, with that being said, I'm going to look at it from a couple of different angles. So, if you look at it from the point of view of CP3, and I'm not a huge CP3 fan. For those who want to automatically jump on his side, and a lot of people trying to be Rockets fans, by the way, because they don't like the Warriors, and they wishing upon a star and rubbing magic lanterns and got magic carpets and they doing Ouija boards and breaking wishbones and everything, hoping that the Rockets can beat the Warriors this year. They're not gonna do it. It's not gonna happen. Let me help y'all out. So don't jump on the Rockets bandwagon just because you hate the Warriors. They're not the team. They're not gonna beat the Warriors. Sorry. Other than a meteorite hitting Earth and causing all mankind to cease to exist, the Warriors not gonna lose to the Rockets. So save yourself. That's what if you're riding the jock of CP3 for that, you find something else to do with your time. That's not gonna happen. So anyway, for CP3's perspective, now if I'm CP3, the game had been chippy the whole while. If that man spit in my face, and you can look at the video, there's a video out of it. Google it if you ain't seen it. You can see something flying out of Rondo's mouth. There is actually got to be spit towards CP3's face. Now, the fact that happened, we can't really argue. Something came out of his mouth. So technically, did he spit on him? Yeah, I guess he spit on him. But did he spit on him intentionally? Rondo, I get his side of the matter in a moment. He had a defense for why it happened that way. But if you CP3, and if you believe in your heart of hearts, that man spit on you. And by the way, let's welcome in some people out there. I see Darren Murphy out there. Mark Lee Cooper, what's up, Coop? Great Collegiate Academy over there. The coaches also outstanding AAU coach. Coop, thanks for tuning in. You know, we both grieve, man. We had a loss. Good man, Curtis Bush. R.I.P. to Curtis Bush. Lost. No, Curtis, since he was a teenager, passed away yesterday. Thoughts and prayers out to his family. If you're CP3 and you think that man really spit in your face, what you don't do is you don't put your finger in his face and try to mush him with your finger. If somebody spits on you, and my dad taught me this growing up, spitting and slapping somebody with an open hand is pretty disrespectful. But beyond that, I think is someone spitting. If someone spits on you, the next thing you got to haul off and hit them as hard as you can, as many times as you can, as quick as you can. Those are the three things. Those are the three things that in your mind that somebody's spitting on you. Real quick, all at one time is one thought. Hit this person as hard as I can, as many times as I can, as quickly as I can. As soon as you feel the first little moisture, what you don't do is put your finger like in his eye. So CP3 looks to me like a person who didn't want that smoke or didn't know how to go about that smoke. Because if someone's spitting in your face, it won't make you fight and throw haymakers, then it just ain't in you. Now later on, he did throw some punches after Rondo hit him in the face. But he reacted to the punch in the face, but out of all that, when the spit first hit, there's no more rules at that point. Somebody spit on you. Now speaking personally, somebody spit on me. There's no more rules. We have no more rules at this point. There's no rules. There's no rules. There's no understandings. There's no code. You spit on me, it's whatever. Whatever come after that, you did it to yourself. You did it to yourself. So if you see CP3, so that's what makes me wonder. If you look at the video, Rondo didn't change his, he didn't move his face in a manner of someone usually does a gesture to spit. And the people around it, Carmelo and the Gordon, they didn't seem to react that way. So anyway, so spit did come out of his mouth. Now, if to Rondo's point of view, Rondo says, okay, because I didn't change my face, you could tell. And also, if you spit on somebody, you gotta be ready for them to hit you. You gotta guard your grill because you know that they're gonna hit you if you spit on them. He said, I didn't guard my grill because I knew I didn't spit on them intentionally, so I didn't think anything would happen. The other thing he made it is a valid point is he had a mouthpiece in his mouth. Normally, if you want to spit on someone, you don't want to try to spit on someone with a mouthpiece in your mouth. That kind of interrupts the whole idea of the spitting on someone because the mouthpiece catch. I say 97% of this. Right? That makes sense? We're all together? Okay. So there's a lot of moving parts here. Rondo's even gone so far now as to say to the league the tape before we sent to the league office was doctored by the Rock because they actually injected the spit. That's too much. Some came out of his mouth. So depending on what you want to believe about all that. But I'm disappointed in all of it. And the first punch that landed clean that I saw was Rondo, the left hand to CP3's grill. So if you spit on somebody, you gotta be ready to get hit. Rondo either didn't mean to spit or wasn't ready because he didn't guard his grill. CP3 tried to mush him with his finger. If you mush him around with your finger, you gotta be ready to get hit. So to me, these were the guys who were not ready. Like they didn't understand what goes on in a fight. I hope Chad gets this. I need Chad's take on this because to me, they didn't seem to understand the whole mentality of a fight. Nobody was guarding the grill, first of all. I was almost as if they expected other people to jump in and break it up, or they expected no repercussions. If moisture comes out of your mouth onto another person's face, you ought to expect something coming back at you. Call me crazy, and you probably do, but I can't say that. And if you're Chris Paul, you mush somebody and put your finger all up in their eye, it seems to me like you ought to expect them to probably punch you in the face. I would. Matter of fact, I would go so far and go to the street. I'm going back to Chesterfield Elementary, middle school, junior high, and we had 2-year junior high, all the way up through high school, growing up in the dirt roads. I would go so far as to say this: if you even mush somebody with your finger like that, not only should you expect them to hit you back, you're probably gonna follow that up with a hit of your own. If you're mad enough to do somebody like that with your finger, then you ready to hit them too. You don't do that and then stand back like, I guess we're done here. You know, it's a fight going on after that, right? If you understand how fights work. You've been in some real fights, and I believe CP3 has probably been in some fights. I'm sure he has, and I know Rondo's been in some fights. So I just understand what happened to them in this thing where they didn't know how fights actually. Look, that was a little disappointing. I wasn't quite sure what was going on there. So that being said, the crux of the matter is the Lakers are now 0-3. They lost that game, which was the second game. Now they've lost another game in which LeBron James missed. Was that last night? It was last night? Night before last. LeBron James goes 0 for 2 at the line, down 1. He misses 2. They could have put his team up. They lost the game. That's not what you want. They're 0-3 now. Now, medicine for you. If you're in the NBA, medicine for you comes in the form of the Phoenix Suns. Phoenix Suns are one of the worst. They were one of the worst teams in the league last year. That's why they got 8 and their number 1 pick. That's how that works. So them getting 8 tells you they were bad, but they have him and they have a good little nucleus. They're not as horrible as they have been. However, the Lakers are favored by 5 tonight. I think the Lakers need to win. Laker Nation, if there's such a thing, they're gonna start to get a little restless. I already saw on social media people saying, "Why didn't LeBron come? Let's get rid of LeBron." It's 3 games in. Mikey Talkin, what's up, man? Think he's trying to hold back? I said they think he was trying to hold back. Who's trying to hold back? Rondo. Keisha Atkins, thanks for tuning in. Oh, I said I'm not supposed to say. Okay, I'm gonna clear people from now before I say their names on the show. Everybody don't want their name called on the show. Or maybe want to be incognito for but anyway, never had that problem before. But anyway, so hold back. Who was trying to hold back? Somebody put that in there. Kerry Roberts, what's up, man? Somebody put that in here. Who's trying to hold back? What? You can't help. Once you either spit on somebody, you already know the hold back is not part of what we're doing right now. Or once you mush somebody with your finger, holding back ain't part of the company. The hold back it's over at that point. Once you cross that line, furniture got to be moved, shirts got to be ripped, somebody got to help us. I mean, hands got to fly. I mean, spitting on someone warrants a 20-piece combination. I don't care if you hit air. You got to throw your arms 20 times. That's something. Okay. So back to the actual game, the actual NBA. How about Blake Griffin? Who saw this coming from Blake Griffin? Blake Griffin had 50 last night. 50. The New York Pistons defeated the 76ers. Remember the process? Joel Embiid had a good game, but he got Andre Drummond thrown out the game on a flop. He's gonna be disciplined by the league. He got warned by the league for flopping. You know, the NBA has it in their system where you can get punished and fined for flopping. I don't know why they didn't fine him for that. He got a kid on the game, but Embiid he flopped. I mean, he's a horrible flop. But the headline is Blake Griffin went for 50, career high. Then we all think Blake Griffin was done. We already shoveled dirt on Blake Griffin. His grade was halfway. Blake Griffin had 50, and he was doing it from everywhere. You saw the highlights. He was handling it. He was crossing people up, getting to the basket. He was pulling up the mid-range. He was dunking, of course. Powerful dunk and shooting the 3. Blake Griffin looks good. 3 games in, 4 games for some teams, I think. Blake Griffin leads the NBA in scoring. Now, I don't think that'll last. Don't get me wrong, I don't think that'll last. But that's quite a start for a guy we had all buried. Other news around the NBA, not a lot. Like I say, trends. Let's wait till 8, 9, 10 games in before I see notice too many other trends. Golden State did lose to Denver, the much improved Denver Nuggets. Denver's gonna be. I say that sitting right over there on the show last week. Denver's gonna be the team to watch as far as improvement. They got some really good young pieces there. They play a pretty good little system, so I think it's gonna come together. They're gonna take a couple steps up this year. Also, let me get real quick before we segue over to football. Let me segue to high school before we go to college and pro. Y'all know, check your local listings. A lot of the local high school teams have moved their games from Friday night to Thursday night due to some severe weather. I guess torrential downpours are coming Friday. So a lot of teams have moved the game, including the one we're doing on Watch Fox, the Sonic Friday Night Rivals. Corey Miller and myself will be doing the Irmo Sumter game. Sumter's undefeated, by the way, number 2 or 3 in the state in 5A. Everybody's behind Dutch Fork, of course, but the one team people think may give Dutch Fork a game, and I have to see them tomorrow for my own eyes before I even give them that credit. Is Sumter. Sumter's undefeated, 2 Shrine Bowlers on the offensive line. They have a good running back, a couple good defensive players that are standouts. Well coached. Sumter's undefeated. They come to Irmo. Reggie Kennedy, my guy. Coach Reggie Kennedy, the athletic director and football coach at Irmo. They're 5-3. They're going to host those guys. That's going to be a good game. Irmo had an upset a couple weeks ago to defeat Spring Valley. Surprised many. Coach Reggie Kennedy, last time Sumter played for a state championship, Reggie Kennedy coached him at Sumter. Before he came to Irmo, he was at Sumter. Hired by Sterling Harris. Brother, he did a great job of hiring. He hired JoJo English, who coached the basketball team. JoJo won a state championship. Hired Coach Reggie Kennedy. And Kennedy took his team to the state finals and lost to Dutch Florida. Last time they won the championship game was Kennedy. So Kennedy going against one of his stopping points in his career. Mark Barnes, the coach there now, something. Talked to him on the phone today. That's gonna be a good game. So tune in tomorrow. And all that to say, not Friday night, but Thursday night. A lot of high school varsity action. A lot of JV games moved to the night. By the way, you got to keep playing JV. You don't know where your kid is. He's at the football. He's at the stadium. Go now. JV's playing right now. Varsity games on Thursdays throughout most of the Midlands and other parts of the state as well. But watch Fox app, download it today. Watch Fox app. You can watch the game live tomorrow. It's on watch.com. It's on 1250 Spectrum Cable. It's on 57.2 digital. Digital channels. All those ways to watch Fox Friday Night Rivals, Sonic Friday Night Rivals game of the week. Sumter visits Irmo, so tune that in. Also, so let's go to college football. So we know that Alabama is head and shoulders. I'm not sure who still doubts that, but it's them. Ohio State, by the way, lost to Purdue in a very inspirational story. The young man that's dying from cancer, the Purdue student, made it to the game, and they did a feature story on ESPN, and they blew Penn State out. They blew Ohio State out. That being said, the really first BCS rankings that matter as far as who goes to the playoffs comes out this weekend. They have an unveiling of the top 4 teams. It'll be Bama and whomever else. Some people think Clemson deserves number 2, and that's where I'm headed in a minute. Clemson has a road game to Florida State. Florida State is not back. If they ever want to make a statement, this will be the time. Kelly Bryant is not there. He's visiting. He visited Arkansas last week. They loved him. I think he's going to go to Missouri this upcoming week. He's already been to North Carolina, so he's visited 1 ACC team, 2 SEC teams. But anyway, back to the story. Trevor Lawrence is our quarterback. Not quite there yet, I don't think. On the road to Florida State, that fandom might get to the young kid. We'll see. He throws the heck out the ball. The running backs are playing well. The receivers are playing well. Florida State, 17-point underdogs to Clemson at Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. It's going to be an interesting game. Watch that one. Homecoming for USC. The Gamecocks host Tennessee. Gamecocks are 8-point favorites. They've won. Muschamp is 6-0 in his career, by the way. Tennessee, he hasn't lost some here either, but he didn't lose some at Florida either. He's 6-0 against Tennessee. Tennessee had quarterback issues. The starter went out. They got a backup, maybe start against Carolina. A couple other players banged up. This game should be a game the Gamecocks should win. Bentley's got to play better. And we'll break that down a little bit more on the second half of the show. Right now, we're going to take a break. I want y'all to know you can be a sponsor on this program. Looking for sponsors. Let's take a pause for the calls. Let's take 15 seconds real quick. I'll be right back with you in about 15 seconds. You can smell it when I'm walking down the street. And look at me right back there on your screen right there. This is the Huff and Puff Sports Buzz. Each and every weekday, even each and every Wednesday during the week, we will change it to another weekday, possibly coming up. That's something I'm looking at doing, so I'll let you know. But right now, 7:30 p.m. each and every Wednesday, right here on Free Thinkers app. Download the app to your phone. Also, the shows can usually be seen the next day or two, put up on YouTube. You can tune in there and check it out. If you choose to. Chad's not gonna make the show today. It's just me rolling KSOLO today. It's all gravy. I keep 30 minutes. I keep 30 minutes in my pocket. It's not a problem. We can do this easily. Shout out to Chad. He's working. Chad's a barber. He's got heads to cut. He's got to cut those heads. I know he's about to head out of town this week too. So we wish traveling mercies upon him as he heads away for a little bit for a few days. He'll be back next week on the show with me on Wednesday. So as I was saying, let's break down this Carolina, Tennessee. We know Jake Bentley's been getting the brunt of the criticism for what's been ailing the Gamecocks. We know after the last game that with 7 drop passes, it's not strictly on the quarterback. It's not any one particular part of the team. But I will say this. Let me editorialize for a moment right now. Thanks for tuning in. Just tuning in now on social media with us right now. Of course, it's always on Free Thinkers app. Podcast is available on YouTube as well. Also on Spotify. Several different ways, Periscope, several different ways to get on the show. We're all over all many streams of media. But let me say this about that. So, first of all, the booing of the quarterback was a bad look with recruits. Gamecock fans, to me, Gamecock fans, and I've been a Gamecock fan. I mean, since a kid, I'm from South Carolina, so I mean, I always leaned toward the Gamecocks over Clemson, even when I didn't have. But then I attended the university. That's my alma mater. So even in high school before I came here, so let's say from early '80s on, I've seen some good Gamecock football, and probably more bad than good over the years. The year before I got here was the Black Magic season. The Fire Ants, they were number 2 in the nation. Had a chance to rise to number 1, went to Navy and lost. By the way, Notre Dame, that happens. Going to Navy and losing, something happens to people every now and then. Be careful, Notre Dame this week. I think that's where they go. That same year, Carolina beat Florida State. They beat Notre Dame. They beat Michigan. Lost to Navy. People start talking about the chicken curse, right? Anyway, so that was the year before I got here. The enrollment was it spiked to a record level because of the Black Magic season. So I came in at that time the biggest freshman class in the history of the university. We still like it, by the way. Homecoming this weekend. I'll see y'all. I'm still friends with a lot of my freshman buddies. But anyway, that being said, I've seen a lot, and to me, and this is going to hit some people the wrong way probably, but one of the biggest problems with Gamecock sports are the fans. Say that, camera. Fans. The most knee-jerk, over-the-top, overreactive fans in the SEC, maybe in the nation. Not just season to season, not even game to game. Play to daggone play. Gamecock fans, and this is generally speaking, of course. If it ain't, you don't. Well, it ain't me. Well, obviously, this is generally speaking. That means I can't speak to every individual, but this is a tone that you get. And be honest with you, being in the media, like I've been for the last 17 years, you talk to people in, I got people in, at Mississippi State that they cover. I got people at Georgia that cover games. And we talk. Even ACCs, I got a buddy up in Raleigh, North Carolina. Even schools you wouldn't really look at South Carolina like no patience. I mean, you have short patience as if you were Alabama. You want to, from play to play, from one play to the next. One play, we're great. Everything's going to be great. The next play, fire everybody. Muschamp's a bad hire. He's got to go. Fire the offensive coordinator. Defensive coordinator is no good. We suck. We stink. Get rid of all the players. How did this kid get a scholarship? We are play to play. Knee-jerk reaction. That's the reputation we have nationally and definitely in the Southeast. It doesn't have to be that way. Booing a quarterback. I mean, you got to you pay your ticket. You're right. You got to write it. That's technically, there's always what you can do and then what you ought to do. So you can boo because you bought your ticket, right? If you have a right, you're an adult. You do what you want to. But you ought to probably not. Especially when we have other 17, 18-year-olds in the stands looking like, so they want me to come here and play, and if I have a bad game or two, this is how they're going to treat me? Right, these are human beings, and they're watching this, as are their parents. So I'm going to send my kid here, and him being a kid, he may likely have a bad week or two. He's a kid. He may have a bad week or two, may have a bad month. He's a kid. He's developing. That's what college is for. And he has a bad week or two. So 80,000 people want to treat my son. Maybe I don't want to come here. So on that level, it was just dumb. It's just dumb. It's a dumb thing to do. And our passion and emotion just like absolutely dumb thing to do. It was just dumb. There's no. I mean, that's the nicest thing I can say. I don't know what the rules are on these airways, but I can say it harsher. Catch me in the parking lot, as my pastor says. Catch me in the parking lot. I'll tell you some other things I think about it, but it just wasn't smart. That's one thing. The other fact of the matter is, if you look at what Will Muschamp has done, he's put together a couple of really good recruiting classes, including a 5-star in Helinski, who's going to be here Saturday, by the way. Probably not going to be a good time to boo, no matter what if Jake Bentley poops the bed. If Jake Bentley goes out there and throws the first pass, and if he takes the first snap of the game and hands it to a Tennessee player, and the Tennessee player runs it in the end zone, while stepping over Jake Bentley's face and runs a touchdown, scores a touchdown, that wouldn't be a good idea to boo him at that point. You got the next supposedly great. USC, how many 5-stars quarterbacks have USC ever gotten? I would say this is going to be the first. I don't think there's ever been any. De'Carrion Joyner is a 4-star, I believe, maybe 5. But if Joyner is a 5-star, then he's the first. But if Joyner's a 4-star, which I think he is, then this kid is the first 5-star ever in the history of South Carolina who's committed, and just reaffirmed earlier today his commitment. Stanford wants him. Stanford's a better program in South Carolina right now, obviously. He just reaffirmed today and said, Stanford, thanks but no thanks. Don't even come after me. I'm a Gamecock. That's what it's going to be. That kid is actually acting more mature and more long-sighted than the fans of South Carolina. He ain't jumping off the bandwagon like the fans are. He's a 5-star. He can go anywhere he wants to. Stanford has not stopped recruiting him. Southern Cal has not stopped recruiting him. UCLA has not stopped recruiting him. He's a 5-star. I hate to tell y'all, just let y'all inside the helmet, inside the locker room, on the other side of the line. Here's why I also think, I'm going to put a pin right there, why Trevor Lawrence, I think, was maybe covertly promised to gig at Clemson. Because if he goes halfway through the season, his parents start getting restless, he gets restless, people never stop recruiting 5-star quarterbacks. So don't think because he was signed to Clemson that Trevor Lawrence was still hearing indirectly from other schools saying, hey, see how they treating you. They got you signed there. You're going to waste a year. You're going to sit out there and you're not going to play. Maybe that's why they had to get him in there at the detriment of what I think is going to cost them a chance on the national championship. So that being said, Helinski's going to be here Saturday. Let's not show our absolute butts, Gamecock fans, and let the kid be more mature than the fans and act idiotic toward Jake Bentley because you're so worried about Jake Bentley, one kid who's here just for a little bit of time. Some of us been Gamecock fans 30, 40 years. We're a little kid who's going to be here for 3 years, maybe 4 at the most, cause you to cost yourself players down the road. You're going to cost yourself a generation of players because you get so mad at this one kid who's trying his best and not really playing that bad. And I'm about to get to that in a minute real quick. We got a little bit of show left. I'm going to stay right there. So the Gamecocks are 3-3. The 3 losses are to Georgia, Kentucky, and Texas A&M. So for my Bentley bashers, stick with me. Christopher Lenz, I see you on here. More Gamecock, but the Tyler Cups in here. Cynthia Woodard, thanks for tuning in. For my Jake Bentley bashers, and I'll first of all say he needs to play better. That's easy. Stephen Wonder can see that. Ray Charles can see that, and Ray Charles is blind and deceased. He can see that. So all that being said, so we have 3 losses, and everybody wants to throw Jake Bentley overboard. Let's break those down then. So one of the losses was to Georgia, right? We're going to beat Georgia anyway. For those who really uninformed or also seeing challenge, Georgia's just a cut above. Pretty much everything. The depth, the recruiting, everything is a step above right now. So wasn't going to win the Georgia game anyway. The third loss was to Texas A&M, which we already clearly decided that was on the drops about the receivers. And Jake Bentley, actually, his passer rating, if you're going to look it up, was that something close to what Tua did that same Saturday. I don't know if you know that or not. Go look up what Tua did from Alabama that Saturday. And Jake Bentley's, what they call the PFF, is right there with Tua. Actually, it was a little better than Tua's. So the third game wasn't on the quarterback. The first game we weren't going to win anyway. So really, we mad at Jake Bentley for the Kentucky game. So it's really one game that he could have affected. And I get it. The Kentucky game is one game, but it was really like 6 games, right? Because that was five in a row. Kentucky has beaten Carolina. And all but one of those, I think the Gamecocks were favored. And all of them except possibly this year. Maybe the year Spurrier left. Most of those years, the Gamecocks had clearly more talent. So I get the frustration. So we're really mad. So we're really mad at Jake Bentley for one game, right? We're gonna beat Georgia anyway. What's gonna happen? Texas A&M, the receivers dropped 7 passes. So all this is really about the Kentucky game. Is that what this is about? And then we put in the backup, who I think a lot of, who went against the 117th ranked passing defense in the nation. You couldn't ask for a better setup to get Jake Bentley booed than that. And he still shouldn't have been booed. Can't do it. That makes sense. Again, that's things in life. That's things that I'm a grown man. I can stay up to 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't have anybody tell me when to go to bed. But I ought to go to bed because I got to work in the morning. So it's what you can do and what you ought to do. Sometimes being mature, and especially as fans, not being so fanatical and not being so knee-jerk, sometimes you don't have to do just what you can do. You can do better than what you can do. I can stay up at 3 o'clock. I tell my son this all the time. I can stay. Nobody's going to. My father's grown and elderly and in his own house right now. Nobody can make me go to bed. But I'm not going to stay up at 3 o'clock because it's just not what I ought to do. I need to get to bed early than that so I can get up to work. But yes, you can boo these kids. Don't mean you have to. Don't mean you ought to. So I won't argue with you have the right to do it. It's just a dumb thing to do. Last thing I'll say about that before I get my last topic, because we almost run out of show, but please don't show y'all's tails in front of Helinski on Saturday, make him change his mind. Because I tell you, Stanford, that shows you how they don't stop recruiting. He committed to Carolina, 6 months ago? Stanford just tweeted today, they're gonna let it, we're gonna let it go. We're gonna wish him the best. They just stopped recruiting him today, if you believe it. I don't think they're gonna stop today. I don't think people stop recruiting Trevor Lawrence. I think he's being recruited as we speak. That's one reason I think the decision to get Bryant to the bench was made when it was. I think I can't prove it, but they never stop recruiting 5 stars. They don't stop, especially with the transfer. Look at the transfer numbers now. Transfer numbers are through the roof, especially in college basketball. By the way, college basketball, Merle Code is a significant name, but 3 people from Adidas convicted today, found guilty with the paying of players. Merle Code is a young man who's from Greenville. His dad's was a judge up there. I think he's deceased now, but Merle Code played at Clemson. He's a Greenville native, and so that hit a lot of people in upstate. Was a good guy, always a good guy, smart student, good basketball player, was a good guy. Merle was with Nike for many years, and moment of transparency, when Merle Cole was at Nike running the whole East Coast grassroots division of Nike basketball, and he had pieces of Europe he was working with, this guy right here, Stacey Huff, I made a wholehearted effort to get a job with Merle Cole. I tried it. I know people that know him. He and I aren't cool, but people I'm very cool with are cool with him. Through email, phone, text, several people reached out for me. I was trying to get a job with Nike because it was such a glamorous job. I'm in sports. I wanted to do it. I was at a radio show. I wanted to be a Nike guy. I wanted to make money working for Nike. Didn't work out. Thank God. Thank God me and him to become cohorts and buddies because he jumped over to Adidas, and we see what happened here. Now, do we think that no other shoe apparel company is doing what Adidas got caught with? Do we really believe that? Do we think it's not happening in football? Nobody wants to roll that rock back. Trust me. Nobody wants to roll that rock back and see what's crawling up under that. On a side note. So, but yeah, Merle Cole, unfortunately, was convicted today. Like I said, he and 2 others. Christian Dawkins is one guy. The other third name escapes me, but Merle Cole's a name that means something to me because like I said, indirectly, I got family that went to Clemson with him and people who worked with him in other areas after he left Clemson. I know he has, his wife and kids and all that. I feel bad for Merle, but he got get down that rabbit hole, man, and it's what it is. This thing is going to have some more tentacles because I think people are going to start telling. I think more people are going to start speaking out, especially those who are going to get shut out of business. Once these people find out they can't get employed in basketball anymore, they may start telling some other big names. And there's some people who had some names popped up in the stuff that was inadmissible. Read the transcripts. There's some names in there, man. Some conversations had, man. It's just a bad look. And again, however bad basketball is, I promise you football is at least 5 times worse. But we don't want to talk about that. A lot of networks will lose money. A lot of gigs will be lost. The golden goose, especially in football. David Armfield, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Yes, Chris, you gonna be at homecoming, Chris? I'll see you out there, man. Down with Brandon. Hello. Yeah, Chris, I'll be at the homecoming, man. We at the Rosewood location. BAC tailgate. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be lit. RIP DH as always. On behalf of my man Chad DeBarbo, couldn't be here. He's cutting heads, man. He cut me up yesterday. He did a great job. I think he did. Again, RIP DH on behalf of Chad. We'll be back next Wednesday. Keep looking up. All good things come from above, not below. Buckle up for safety. It's the Huff and Puff Sports Buzz every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. We'll see y'all next week. Have a great sports week.